feet underwater.
I don't look so good. I don't look so good. It is what it is. That's what it was, because I want you to understand that when you are chasing and you're in that mindset that I was in back in the day, that you're going to do a lot of things that don't make you look as good. But when you look back on it and reflect on it, you get to thinking like, dang, man, I was not playing. I was not playing. But that's what this story is about. And I want you to lock in and pay attention to what it is that I'm trying to say to you, because this story is one of those stories that's going to make you be like, dang, Joe T wasn't playing with it, right? But the whole point of it all is this. Like I've always said about the lifestyle, it'll turn you into somebody that you don't want to be, right? So just sit back, relax, and let me break this down for you, right? There's this dude I knew. This is over 20-some years ago. His name was Jim. Good dude. You know what I'm saying? For all intents and purposes, right? But he was on that dope, and he was on that dope real, real bad, right? And when I say, being in the penitentiary and being on that dope like that, hey, it makes it hard for a person to come in here on either side. If you're the drug dealer or the person that's using, it makes it hard for either one of the individuals to really focus on themselves and get back in line with being a more virtuous type of person, right? It's just impossible to do. So if anybody that's selling drugs in your life, or anybody that's using drugs that's in your life that's locked up in the penitentiary, they're telling you that they're getting things in order, look, be hopeful, be optimistic, and all of that kind of stuff. But it's hard to do because the person that's getting high is chasing, the person that's getting money is chasing as well, right? So look here, Jeff stayed high, and his drug of choice was that coca. Right? He loved that coca. You feel what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, he would do almost anything for it. But check this out. Now, he was a smart dude, right? He was at a county jail. I'm not going to say the particular county jail, but he was at one of these county jails, in the state, and he ended up getting a nice lawsuit against them, right? And he won. He won the lawsuit. But by the time he had won the lawsuit, because in court, it takes a long time to win a lawsuit, right? So by the time he had won this judgment and got anything from this lawsuit, he had already been transferred to prison. Now, when we're in prison and we win a lawsuit, right, what they do is the same as on the town. They send you the check unless you specify otherwise, right? He didn't do any of that because he had this is what he told me. I don't know his people like that, right? But he said he didn't have any people that he could trust to send the money to, right? So here's the thing. When I'm sitting in my cell chilling one day, right, he comes knocking on the door. Joe T, let me holler at you. I said, what's going on with you, Jeff? He said, man, look here, man, I got some mail I need you to take a look at. I said, all right, then, but come on in, right? Now I'm kind of confused because I'm saying to myself, why would he want me to look at his mail? You know what I'm saying? What kind of games he on? And I knew he got high, so I'm thinking he just popping corn, trying to let me read a letter that's talking about something that happened in his family, this is that, so he can get some sympathy, and then ask me for a piece of dope or something like that, right? So I said, come on in, man. I'm reading. I opened the thing up and I'm reading. It's an official letter. It's got the letterhead on it and it's got the seal of that particular county and city on the top of it. And I'm reading and I'm thinking, okay, this is some legal mail. So I'm reading and I'm looking, scanning real quick with my eyes, and I ain't saying nothing to him, right? I'm running through there and this, and that. And it gets to that part where this is the first of 4 installments concerning the judgment that was put against such and such county and in your favor, and then it tells the amount of money, right? And at the end, I get down to the end of that, and it says $5,000, right? I said, oh, wait a minute. Got a $5,000 check and got 3 more coming, a total of $20,000. Well, yeah, $20,000 he's going to be getting, but this is the first installment. So then he says, look in the envelope right now, because when he came in, he handed me the piece of paper that he wanted me to read, but then he had the envelope that he laid right there beside me on the bed. So I picked up the envelope, and when I picked up the envelope, I pulled out the paper, and in the inside of that, now them checks, right? The check is kind of oversized check, right? But it was folded like it was still attached to another piece of paper that was already serrated, right? You know what I'm saying? So I opened it up, and man, look here, let me tell you something. Look here, it was criminal time. It was the actual check. Now, see, sometimes in the penitentiary, right, the mail, it'll come on in. They won't go through it thoroughly back in the day, right? They missed some stuff. So that actual check came in. So I'm looking at the check and immediately, listen to me, immediately, this is what I said. I said, what you want for this? I didn't say what you gonna do with it. I didn't say none of that. I said, what do you want for this? And he said, you know what it is with me, Joe T. You know what it is. I said, hold up a second. So this is what I do. I run to the cell. I look out the door, right? I don't see nobody. See, when you in stalk mode like that, right? You trying to get some money. You start to think that somebody's watching. Ain't nobody watching. Didn't nobody even know that this man was over here and we were talking about what we were talking about, right? But my mind is like stalk mode. I don't want nobody else to know what's going on. So when I run to the door, I look out the door. I don't see nobody. I tell him, I said, look, man, sit down, chill for a minute, hold on, get you one of them sodas out of the cooler right there and kick back and relax, man. I'm gonna be right back. It ain't gonna be but 5 minutes. Don't you do nothing, man. Don't be touching nothing in here. Get you one of them sodas and chill, right? So I step out the cell. I run to the phone real quick. I call up a friend of mine. Get him on the phone. I say, hey, what's up, man? Say, hey, ain't nothing, Joe T. What's going on? Blah, 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 right? I said, look, I need a quick favor, right? He said, what is it? I said, look here. First of all, I need you to give me a little information, real fast, little information. And I said, just listen to what I'm saying and don't be thinking nothing into it. Don't be reading nothing into it. Just answer my question. He said, I got you. I said, look, if a person's got a check dealing with a lawsuit and that check needed to get cashed by somebody other than the person's name that's on the check, I said, how would you go about doing that? He said, well, you got to get that person to endorse that check over to whoever is going to cash it. I said, so does it matter who it is? He said, well, just as long as you want to make sure that that person has a bank account so that when that check gets endorsed over to them, they can deposit that into their account. And he said, but look, here's the thing. They're going to probably make you wait until that check clears before you can actually withdraw any of that money. I said, oh, okay, then. I see what you're saying. He said, what's going on? I said, man, nothing. I'm just asking some questions. I'm trying to figure out something. I got something going on. So I hung the phone up. When I hung the phone up with him, I called somebody else. I said, look, what's going on? They said, what you got going on, Joe T? I said, nothing. I said, I need a favor. They said, what you need? I said, look, if I get a check endorsed over to you, could you put it in your bank account for me and then send me the money later on when the money clears? I'll throw you a little something on the side. They were like, how much is it? I said, it's about $5. They were like, yeah, you going to give me $500? I said, oh, I got you. Ain't no question about it. Don't play no games, though. I said, man, you know I don't play no games, man. You know I don't play no games. I said, that's what's up, right? So I got off the phone with them, went back to the cell. I said, look here, Jeff, this is what I need you to do. This is what I need you to do. I need you to endorse this check over to this partner of mine named Steve. Can you do that for me? He was like, yeah. He said, but what you going to give me for? I said, man, what you want? What do you want? He said, man, I'm trying to get high. I said, this is what we're going to do, man. So I went into my stash, right? I got 3 nice fat 50s. Now, look here. 50s in the penitentiary ain't nowhere to the amount of 50s on the streets right now. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? The product is still what it is, but the size is fat. But that's what it is. He's used to that. You know what I'm saying? So I gave him 3 nice penitentiary 50s, which probably ain't but maybe 2 nice 20s on the street. That's what that probably turned out to be. So when I gave him that, I was like, look, this just going to hold you for the night so you can just chill. You feel what I'm saying? You need to just chill. I said, but go on and endorse this check over. So he flipped that thing over. I said, wait a minute. Do you know what you're doing? Now, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I'm going to keep it real. At this point, I'd been locked up over maybe 10 or 15 years, right? Been a long time since I dealt with any checks. So in my mind, I'm really thinking, okay, let me make sure he know what it means to endorse a check. I said, you know how to endorse a check? He said, yeah. All I got to do is put on the back, pay to, and put the person's name. I said, okay then. He flipped that thing over. I gave him that ink pen. He started to sign on the back. And I gave him the correct spelling of the last name. He write that thing on there. I take it, put it in the envelope. I address the envelope. I don't let him see the address on the envelope, right? I tell him, sit back down. Sit back down over and chill, man, and go on and do your thing, right? I'll be right back. I seal it, put a stamp on it, and I run out to the mailbox. Drop that thing in the mail, right? Now I'm looking at the clock. I'm thinking, okay, it's too late. The mail person ain't gonna come back through today, so it'll be tomorrow morning. I said, I gotta watch this mailbox, because in the penitentiary, man, you gotta watch people, right? Because even though I done struck this deal with Jeff, Jeff, he's shysty now. He might get on one of his things. You feel what I'm saying? Because look, this is what you can do. He could get somebody, because he know I'm going to be watching him. He know what it is with me. He could get somebody, when ain't nobody around, to go to that mailbox and fish that letter up out of there and try to do something else with that check. Even though it's been endorsed over to my partner, ain't no telling what Jeff might be trying to think. He trying to get high. He told me what it was. You believe people when they tell you and show you who they are. He done told me what he trying to do, so I got to watch him and make sure my money is straight. You understand what I'm saying? Because that right now, that's my money. It ain't his no more. Even though I ain't gave him everything he want for it, that's my money. So here's the thing. So after I put that thing in that mail, I go back to the room. I said, look, I got you. And I'm going to give you something real nice. But I'm not going to give it to you until my partner get this check. He said, how long is that going to take? I said, about 2-3 days, man. But I said, I'm going to float you a little something every day until then. He said, okay then, Joe T. He said, man, but I didn't think it was going to be like it. I said, look, I tell you what, just because you putting up with me and my nonsense, I'm going to give you some more of this. This is what you can take in with you tonight. So I give him 3 more nights, penitentiary 50s. I said, go on about your way, man. Go on about your way. So now I'm chilling. I'm watching the mail, making sure ain't nobody trying to be shysters, mainly him. The mail person come in that next morning, get the mail. It's gone. So now I'm feeling a little comfortable. I can breathe a little bit. I give him 3 more for the day. You feel what I'm saying? The next day I give him 3 more. The next day I give him 3 more. I make the call. Oh, they got the checks. We got action. Once he got that check, took it to the bank, deposited that thing. I called him back. He said everything was straight. I said, how long is it going to be? They said about 7 to 10 days. I said, but you think it's going to be any problem? He like, no, this thing here is official like a referee with a whistle, Joe T. He said, just let the days go by. He said, you ain't got nothing to worry about with this, right? And he said, look here, I get my 5 right off the top. I said, man, off the top, man, off the top. He said, what you want me to do with the 45? You want me to send it to your sister? I said, yeah, send it to my sister when the time comes. I'm going to let her know what's going on. He said, I got you. So look here, check this out. I go back to Jeff. I tell him, I said, look, we got action, man. We got action. And I said, this is what I'm going to do, man. You done already took care of your end. You held up. You did. I'm stroking him now, trying to make him feel good, like he really been taking care of the business. But he ain't really done nothing but sign over the check. Well, that is a lot because it's his money, but now it's my money. But anyway, I'm letting him know I appreciate what he did, right? I said, this is what I'm going to do for you, Jeff. This is what I'm going to do for you. Now, let me break something down for y'all here. In the penitentiary, though, dope is way more expensive than out there on the streets. It's the same amount of dope, it's just the price gets jacked up. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay for my struggles. You got to pay for my struggles. I went through everything to get it in. I went through all this going on, dodging the police, trying to make sure that I get my bread. So that increased the price of the product. Y'all know it's price. It's economics in here. Supply and demand. It's really going down, right? So look, here's the thing. On an ounce of that coca, so y'all can understand something. Back in the day in the penitentiary, with an ounce of that coca, I make about $7,000. I know you're saying, Joe T, there ain't no way. Let me explain something to you. Yes, it is. It is a way. See, what you concerned about, the people on the streets, y'all listen to me, what you concerned about is what a regular size piece of dope look like, a 20 or 50 and all this and that, a gram. That ain't how it work in a penitentiary. Anybody tell you that, they lying to you or they stunting. And even if they are telling you the truth, then they ain't making no money. They ain't doing no real business. Because this how I did business back in the day. Now, I'm going to revert back a little bit, let y'all see what it is. I give y'all a little glimpse into this thing, right? I take that ounce. I say, okay, what do I want to make off this? If I want to make 7,000, I'm going to just say 7,000. So I want to make 7,000. So this is what I do. I get my notepad, right? My paper, where I write letters and stuff, right? And I start tearing pieces of paper, right? Because you know you're going to put that dope in that paper. Or what I do, I give me a whole lot of sugar, right? You can buy sugar off the commissary. You know, the little sugar packs what you put in your coffee and stuff like that. I don't drink coffee, just so you'll understand what I'm saying, right? So you get about 200 packets of sugar in a box of of sugar, right? So what I do, I take that and then I pour all those sugar packs out and empty them out. Now, what I want to do is make sure that I got at least 140, 150 empty sugar packs, right? And I'll line them up on the bed. I'll line them up on the bed. You feel me? And then what I'll do is I'll take in each one of them, I'll measure it out and make sure I got the right amount of dope, the same amount of dope, the equal amount of dope that's going to go into every single one of them packs as best as I could. Then I get one of the guys, I said, man, hold that open. He hold it open. I'll drop it in there, seal it. Drop it in there. It's just like an assembly line. I'm rolling, man. I'm rolling, I'm telling you. And I get all them 150 packets filled within the hour. I'm talking about rolling, back hurting because you got to bend over and do it. But anyway, everything is filled. And now I got an equal amount of dope in each one of those packs, and each one of them is going to go for $50. So you do the math. You do the math. I got 140, 150 packets of sugar, empty packets of sugar that now are full of dope. I don't care if it's a half a gram, a tenth of a gram, it's coca. And it's good. And my price is $50 for it. And it's sold like hotcakes. So now I got all of these packets, right? I got all of these packets. And I go to Jeff, I tell him, I said, look, this is what it's going to be, right? This is what it's going to be. I'm going to give you $4,200 worth of dope. See, you go with the number first. You don't say how many packs it is. You go with the number. Say $4,200 worth of dope. Look here. Eyes got big as a half a dollar. Eyes got big as a half a dollar. He said, for real, Joe T? For real, man, you going to show me love like that? I said, man, you know I got you, baby. You know I got you. I ain't playing no game, man. You do good by me, I'm going to do good by you. So I said, but this is what I need you to do. I said, step outside the cell. I can't let you see what's going on. I don't trust you like that. I'm telling what you might do when I ain't around, you know? Just messing with him a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Making him feel good, you know. He stepped outside the cell. He don't know I already got the dope in my pocket. I already got it in my pocket. You feel what I'm saying? But I can't let him know all my moves. So when he step outside the cell, I take the dope out of my pocket, count them out. I got them all on the table. Now line them up. Line them up real nice and neat. You know what I'm saying? Look out the door. I said, Jeff, come and let me holler at you. I said, look, man, you got something to put this in? He looking. I said, count them out, man. So he counted. That's what it was, 140. He counted them out. It was 140 packets of dope. He squeezing on them. He said, oh, man. Oh, this ain't good, too. And then he's smelling on the pack. He can smell it. He can smell that ether coming through that thing, y'all. I'm telling you now. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't act like you don't know. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He's smelling it. All of a sudden, here you go. You know how somebody's been on that dope, right? A long time. He started farting. I'm like, come on, man. We'll start that up in here. So I had to get some of my cologne and I put it on the left so I can get the smell of the room right, the smell of the room back right. And he up in here farting, his dope done get smelling good to him and all this and that, right? So anyway, I said, man, you ain't got nothing to put it in? So I grabbed me a plastic bag, give it to him. He started putting them in there, right? I said, you got everything straight. We good, right? He was like, yeah. He said, man, look here. What you want to do on the next check? I said, man, look here. If them folks slip up and let that other check come in, we're going to do the same thing, man. Same thing. Don't even trip about that, man. You don't go to nobody else. You hear me, man? He said, I ain't going to nobody else. I said, don't be talking to nobody about this either, man. Be telling nobody I be in it, man. You know I ain't on that, right? So anyway, he leave. He got the dope. He gone on. He gone on. I go down to his room. I check on him just to make sure he's still here with us. You know what I'm saying? Because that dope is good. And then he just get out of control with all that kind of dope, which it really ain't that much. It really ain't that much. But it's too much to be doing all back to back to back. You know what I'm saying? But he was smoking it and snorting it. He wasn't shooting it. You feel what I'm saying? So anyway, he down at the room. I check on him, everything straight. He give me the thumbs up. He in the room. He in there dancing. You know what I'm saying? Ain't got no shirt on. I said, oh, okay, he's straight. And next thing you know, a couple of days go by. I'm hawking that phone. A couple of days go by. I get on that phone and call. He said, Joe T, my partner. He said, Joe T, we got action. I said, you got my money? He was like, yeah. He said, man, I done already called sis. Told her to meet me at the spot, man. I got you. I said, man, take care of that then, man. Take care of that. I called sis. She said, what you got going on? I said, nah, I'm finna have some money dropped off. She said, okay then. She said, but don't be just having anybody calling me talking about picking up no money. You need to call me first. I said, it was too much going on. I had to make sure I had this straight. She said, okay then. She said, what you want me to do? And I said, just hold on to it for me. I said, you need anything? She said, I might need some. I said, you need some, you can spend you a couple of $100. Then I started laughing. She said, a couple of $100? She said, boy, don't play with me. I said, no, just spend what you need, but don't spend all my money now. She said, okay then. There it is, right? So look here. I go back. I just wanted to let him know everything is straight. We good. You get another check. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do the same thing, right? You know what I'm saying? And he was like, man, Joe T, man, I appreciate you looking out for me, right? Now, he talking to me like I looked out for him. You feel me? He talking to me like I looked out for him. I just took advantage of it. Took advantage of him and his addiction. You feel what I'm saying? That's what the game will do to you. That's what the game will do to you. Remember that. This has been another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and I say peace, y'all.
I've been trying to breathe underwater.
Yeah.